Bestie, buckle up. We have another former GameStop employee horror story time. Was submitted by another former employee. This is why they left. They only lasted a year. And you hold the plague doctor. I picked the plague doctor for a good reason because I'm pretty sure this is how the plague gets spread, okay? You just hold her real tight because this is going to get real gross real quick. Put your forks down. So this former employee said that whenever they first started working at GameStop, they thought all the horror stories were over-exaggerated. They were like, oh, it can't be that bad. And they already had like a crappy manager too. That's a different story, but they had a crappy manager. They're working one day, and this guy peeks into the door, and he's like, hey, can I bring my dog in? Like, they're on a leash. Can I bring my dog in? And the guy is like, oh, it's really hot outside, and we didn't really, like, have a no animals policy, particularly, like, at that location, so they let her in. So this is, like, one of those GameStops that's in, like, a plaza then, because if you know, like, they're either in, like, a plaza, outdoor, like a strip mall kind of situation, or they're inside of a mall. So this one had to have been, like, in a plaza. So guy comes in, and they're expecting a dog, like woof woof doggy, like animal dog, right? That is not what came through the door. A woman on all fours comes in on a leash with the boyfriend like it's no big deal. Acting like this is not a thing. She is also in a very tight shirt and a very short skirt where you can see everything without even trying. Like, you can just, it is all out there, okay? Now, I've done a separate video on, like, how it is not okay to force people, like, your kinks onto people, and that's what that is. That is a kink, and you are forcing it onto other people by doing this in public without the consent of the people around you. But it gets worse, though. It's not just that. It is a problem. So he turns around, and he's, like, shocked, right? And the guy's like, oh, is there a problem or something? And he's just like, no, I'm just gonna let this happen. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't blame him. I'd be like, okay. Well, later, they're walking around. He's not helping them because they said they just wanted to browse. So, she's on all fours going around, and he's carrying her around on a leash like it's a normal thing to be doing in a public random GameStop. Later, they end up leaving, and he goes over and finds a puddle of piss, okay? Literally piss. And he's like, there's no way this woman did this, right? No. He goes back and checks the security cameras, and it is, in fact, she pissed in the floor. She pissed in the floor and then acted like it was no big deal, and they left, right? So he's, like, letting the manager know. The manager being like, hey, like, next time they come in, I'm telling them they cannot come in. Like, is there anything we can do to ban them? Blah, blah. And the manager at first is like, oh, like, yeah, let's go look at the security cam footage. Like, yeah, it's fine if we ban them, whatever. But then he goes and looks at security cam footage and says, oh, sorry, they're actually some of our biggest spenders, so we can't ban them. We have to allow them to keep coming in. They pissed in the floor! What do you mean you can't ban them? This is what I was talking about. This is how this whole series started, about how GameStop literally allows so much insanity for a paycheck. Like, this poor man had to clean up this grown woman's piss because they wanted to pretend she was a dog in the middle of the store, and she just pissed in the floor like it was no big deal. Needless to say, he ended up quitting later. Like, he literally did. He said he didn't even last a year. He was like, yeah, I thought it was all over exaggerations until that happened. What the fuck is wrong with people? You want to be walked around on a leash? You want to, have puppy play or whatever? You do that at home, or like at an adult quink event or whatever, where it's all consensual, all people. That is sexual harassment, by the way, whenever you're out in public and forcing your kink on other people, because that's what you're doing. If the people around you are not consenting to viewing you doing this stuff, it does not matter if you're not fully naked or just straight up doing. When you're doing kink stuff like that, and you are forcing other people to partake in it whenever you're going around in public like this. But to piss in the floor too just makes it 100 times worse. And to that manager, just on behalf of everybody who's ever worked retail, you for not banning them, because that's disgusting that, like, other employees have had to deal with him, and, like, multiple people are gonna have to deal with him because you don't want to ban them just because of how much they spend. You. Oh, and to the person who sent me this story, I'm giving you an extra toy. I don't even know where this thing came from, but an extra toy that I found just for you, because having to clean up that person's piss, the fuck.